Internets, you're tuned into the Combat Jack Show, the CombatJackShow.com. Before we get to this show, let's get to some business. You know I've been telling y'all for the past couple of weeks, y'all got to fill out this survey. Our advertising dollars depend on that. So please, before we go to this great content that we're about to give you, go to the midroll.com/survey/Jack. Fill that bitch out. That shit don't take no times of your day. It don't take no times of your day out, but that shit is real valuable to us if y'all want to continue getting this content, because I'm tired of doing this shit if you motherfuckers are tired of fucking participating. Am I right, Dallas Penn?
Combat Jack, I love Hulu Plus. Like, I'm going to go home right now and watch some Hulu Plus. I'm going to watch Seinfeld reruns. I'm going to watch The Office. I'm going to watch the current episode of Saturday Night Live. Hulu Plus. I wish they had pornography. I'll wait for that.
So you're saying this episode is powered by Hulu Plus?
Yes. Hulu Plus.
Now you say Hulu Plus.
Hulu Plus.
Once again, internets, don't fuck with us, man. We've been giving you this great content for years. Go to the midroll.com/survey/Jack. Fuck with me, you know we got it. Listen, internets, we got a special episode lined up for you.
Wow.
This week.
Wow.
You already hear him. We had part 2 last year, and shit caused fucking ripples.
We're going major.
We're going major right now. We are right now in the building occupying Hot 97 again with none other than Ebro, Darden in the building. What's up, man?
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man.
I want to say I am pleased to be here to hear you address your audience with regard to their participation in surveys and things that enable content, entertainment that they love to continue to be distributed.
Right.
Because that is the crux of many of the issues, which is why your favorite radio stations are not even here today sometimes.
Right.
And or something like Hot 97, where we have to broaden our audience because the young black and Spanish hip hop fan does not participate in Nielsen surveys at the rates of other audiences.
Do you speak to them and engage them?
It's not something that we get on the air and talk about.
Right.
Because there are a lot of people who do participate, so I don't want to alienate those people.
Right.
But understand that the reason you see black radio around the country, it's not just a New York phenomenon, falling by the wayside, falling behind, getting syndicated content, which is putting people out of work, is because not only the Clear Channel Walmart monster that has taken over the world of radio, but also just because the advertiser and the person rating radio, Nielsen, now used to be on Arbitron. Nielsen just bought Arbitron. It may get better, who knows, has a hard time tracking down young people to participate in these surveys. So that is a reason why many people run to the internet now for their content. But on the other side, shows like yours, Pandora, iHeartRadio, even satellite radio, they are not meeting their quarterly earnings reports because people either aren't participating, the advertiser doesn't want to pay for the content, or the rights and licensing fees are so high that the business models are bad.
Right.
So you're going to see a lot of changes over the next 2-3 years. I think Clear Channel, iHeartRadio loses $50 million a year on iHeartRadio.
Right.
Not on over-the-air property, but on streaming.
Right.
Now, it sounds massive and sounds big in a concert.
And they dumped a lot of money into
their whole company is riding on that because I think the plan was to build a brand that they could then sell separately from their radio properties to pay off the loan, which I think their loan is at $20 billion that they still owe the banks because Clear Channel is owned by a bank.
Right.
That's why you see so much syndication and downsizing is because they, instead of paying people to work, they just duplicate the same shows around the country, and that, you know, less
money goes to interest for the bank.
Exactly, and there's less medical costs, there's less overhead, so on and so forth.
Now, Dallas, what were you about to say?
I was about to say I'm troubled by the fact that black radio keeps getting chopped down because black people, it's not like they're not consuming.
Yeah, but are they participating in the ratings?
Are they engaged?
Well, no. You have to opt in. You are asked by a company, Nielsen, to opt in to participate. And then when you opt in, there's parameters of how you have to, what do they call it, be compliant. Right?
So why has it always got to be this kind of crazy catch?
Well, because
why do we got to put on these slave chains?
Listen, it's capitalism, my brother.
Capitalism, homeboy.
It's almost like voting. Like people don't want to go vote. It's almost like going to the doctor.
It's everything.
We don't want to go. You know,
it's all of it. It's all of it. All of it. You can't. This is America, people.
So you can't be a passive consumer.
You can be. You just can't be a. You can't be a non-active participant in the content that you love. Why do you think there was so much amazement and surprise at the performance of Best Man Holiday? Why do you think USA Today and
because they weren't expecting it?
Because we don't normally now. When you look at black film, when you look at the Medeas and you look at any of these films with predominantly black actors, they tend to perform well.
Right.
But when they go out to research to find out if, as a business, as a movie company, should we put our money towards this, and they can't get the information back from our community. Right. So they don't know whether or not they should make the investment. So if you're running a business and I can't get the information I need to know if I should invest in you because you ain't talking, you ain't picking up your phone, you're not participating in radio.
We're not into snitching. Ebro?
But have you?
Okay.
Listen, I don't run the rating survey. I'm just telling you what they go through.
How did we get so serious so quickly?
Listen, let's get to the
How did we jump to this shit right here?
Let's get to
we
the
didn't
real.
even talk about how you doing. It's been a long time.
This is how I'm
seeing
doing.
you.
This is how I'm doing.
We didn't shake hands.
This is my everyday.
Yo, the problem is you too goddamn smart,
No,
bro.
this is my everyday.
You too goddamn smart. You know that?
G,
This is a smart, fancy Negro Dallas.
Yeah.
Listen.
You know that, right?
This one of them smart dudes. They put in a hoodie, and a snapback, to confuse you.
No, this is my uniform. My other uniform is khakis and a polo. That's the uniform. But I just wear this to hang out with y'all.
Right.
Oh, okay. So this is the language you're using with us.
Nah, this is just my costume for y'all.
Okay. I feel a little let down then. I want to see khaki.
Listen, it's like the moment. It's like the moment you saw KRS-One in that Sprite commercial. Remember how you felt?
So you saying I'm gonna lose my respect for you when I see you in khakis with no socks on?
Just don't be wearing that smock. Just don't be wearing that smock that KRS is wearing these days. Because I don't know who that nigga is today.
Leave my brother alone, man.
Yo, he got to leave that smock alone. KRS,
man, come on,
put the smock down, my G. Yo, man. Ebro, man, it's been a long time since we've seen you, man, and a lot has happened, man. You are now at the forefront. You know, you're in front of the microphone, man. You're a personality.
Yes.
You know, how is that happening? Like, traditionally, people are not accustomed to the programming director of a powerful radio station like Hot 97 being on the microphone, being on the billboards as I cross Manhattan Bridge.
Man, it's a new day, my brother. Right. It's a new day. I think a lot of it was brought. I mean, I was on the air my entire life. I've been on the air since 1990. Sacramento, Portland, now New York. I was on with Miss Jones. I was on with Envy. I was up here when Joe Button was hosting. I was up here doing Smackfest in 04, early
started
internet.
Smackfest.
Started all that wildness.
Right.
So being on air is something I've always done. I think where we are in hip hop and in radio and in just everything is a world where you see the behind the scenes people who make the decisions. People want to know more about them and they want to hear about them and they kind of want to feel like they want to know how the sausage is made, and they also want to know how it tastes good.
Pause on knowing how your sausage is made. I'm sorry, Ebro.
I think that was egregious.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Thirsty.
Because whoever wants to know how your sausage is being made, it should be a pause.
Isn't that an Italian?
I mean, even
always concerned about.
Even the guineas.
That was a thirsty.
Even the guineas should be paused on the sausage. Okay.
So anyway, man, getting back to your point.
So nonetheless, I think we entered a zone where there was a level of transparency that we thought we could bring to the audience and a level of entertainment. I think also, just my involvement with Cypher Rosenberg and putting them together and formulating that show and building it to what it was, and then seeing the Breakfast Club start to make some hay, and then us being like, yo, we got to ratchet this thing up again.
Right. So say you had an emotional and financial investment,
strategic,
in the success of.
Well, no, the entire station. I have an emotional. I mean, I own stock in the company, so if the revenues are well, my stock does better.
Dig it.
Right? If the ratings are doing well, the revenues are doing well.
I don't hear you on Flex Show.
Yeah, because that's Flex has got his thing under control.
So basically, you were saying they needed you to come in and give them a shot in the arm.
I think it needed a new and Flex's show is a different thing. It's a music show.
Right.
It's not necessarily a content comedy.
Personality kind of.
I mean, it's personality, but it's a DJ. Right, it's all that, right? Angie does her interview.
Right.
And then Enough mixes. A morning program is elements, people, you know what I mean? Phone calls. There's a lot going on every 15 minutes. So it's just I guess a more dynamic.
Yes, indeed.
Type of show.
But what I noticed, man, is when you first got on a mic, man, there was kind of like a general sense of pushback. But it seems like right now that people are actually applauding you and accepting you.
Well, I think there's always pushback with change.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's always pushback with someone who, I'm not really like I guess I wouldn't call myself too humble.
Right.
I talk a lot of shit.
No.
Right?
You?
Yeah, I talk a lot of shit. And I know that rubs people the wrong way, but I just want them to feel some type of way,
right.
As the song says.
But I would say it's more confidence. You know, I mean, honestly, I mean, I listen a lot. I do a lot of work at night and early.
Right now?
No, he's not.
That's what I just want to make
first
sure.
First of all, anybody who listens to the show, hold on. That you could probably do that once in a while.
No, don't worry about it.
Hold up.
Pete listens to Hot. Combat
Ebro, I'm gonna be. Listen, I don't want you to. I'm a B dot. I want you to come at me.
No, Combat. I don't know if your listeners though. Combat listens to 105 because he has to support Angela.
I don't listen no more.
His wife will smack the shit out.
Easy.
That's that
now
blazing
personal. No, I listen to every station.
Stop it, my G.
I listen to Hot.
Stop.
I listen to Pow. You don't see me tweeting you when y'all talking about shit.
Stop it,
I listen to Howard Stern.
He's
I listen to
lying.
Sirius. I listen to every. I'm in the car 3 hours a day every morning, man.
Yo.
Well, don't insult me or your territory.
My Libyan brother.
Don't insult me.
My Libyan
Now, I got to
brother.
tell you, man, you're real strategic, man. Like, you always have us up in this room with the banner down and shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't ever come to our territory and break bread. Like, this shit is strategic, right? It's intentional, right?
Listen, absolutely.
Okay.
This guy is smart. What do you think? He's not smart?
We ain't got nowhere we're recording right now, though.
Yo, man, what do you think about this this issue right now, the hot issue with New York falling off and other territories running?
I mean, we ran
New
with
York,
this, though. Didn't we get into this?
Well, we talk more about the majors and the minors. We
right,
talked
but
about,
that was a part of, all of this is a part
it was
of
a part of it, but it's kind of resurfaced again, you know, primarily because of Trinidad James's bullshit and the whole nine.
Yeah, but I think listen, first I would love everyone to give Trinidad James a big thank you. Because here's the thing, it's like when you fight with your brother.
Right.
Okay? You can fight with your brother. But when somebody from the outside comes in and makes a comment on your family, now y'all side by side.
Right.
And I'm hoping that's what that did. Is that now cats will want to work together to better the city and better the music scene, right? I honestly believe that Trinidad is a real hip hop fan. He's not that good, but
he's not that good.
Yeah. But
Passionate.
I think he has great ideas.
Right.
I think he has great concepts.
There's some intelligence going on
I actually think he has a good song selection, like an ear for what's going to work.
He has this producer type of
sensibility. He does have qualities. I think that and I think he did that because he knew what he was doing. I told everybody he was trolling from the jump, and he wanted a reaction. I also know, and look, he got a lot of money really fast, and he needs to figure out a way to keep his fire hot.
Right.
And the guy that signed him to the record deal at Def Jam is no longer at the label.
So there's no more of that support.
And so, the person who took the risk on him isn't there, and now he needs hits. He got to roll out hits. And Def Jam is an environment right now, if you don't know, or if I don't know how much they're talking about it, but look at some of your favorite rappers that are signed there whose albums ain't coming out. Even Ross' album got pushed back, or Jeezy was complaining, right? We waiting on Fab's album. Where's Jadakiss' album?
Right.
And the way, from what I understand, the way they're running their business is, look, we give you a certain amount of money to record an album. You turn that album in, we promote the single. We're not going to give you more money just when you bring us a single and start acting like we're going to record an album, and then you don't turn in the album, and now we 6 months, a year later down the line, and we still, Def Jam's part of a publicly traded company.
Yo, Just Blaze is in the building.
Yeah.
What up, Just?
But I mean,
need another chair.
Even the stuff that Def Jam is getting out, they're not really getting behind it fully. I mean, they didn't get behind that Pusha T album.
I mean, I saw them do a lot of promo. I don't know to what degree it was good or bad, but in my world, there was a lot of promotional items and a lot of video promo and convo. And
I think they did do a lot. I think Def Jam.
You can turn the mic. Yeah.
But I think Def Jam really did get behind that album.
With the Pusha T album?
Yeah, I think so.
You don't think they just dropped it out of the universe?
I think it was a thing where how long were they going to sit on it for?
Well, and also you got to realize this. Like I personally, talking to Pusha even a year ago, remember the song "Feeling Myself"?
Yeah.
Then the song, what was the song where he was supposedly getting that Wayne and them on it? Where it has, what was the dope?
With the helicopters, the video with the
Yeah. That shit was dope, right?
Yeah.
So that's 2 records.
Right.
I don't know if they made the album or not. And then you had the Chris Brown record. That's
Right.
a big song.
It's a big record.
I mean, you would think. So,
Yeah.
I mean, in my seat, I don't know what the national
you're
picture was.
saying that both of y'all are saying that you saw like a strategic lead up to the album dropping.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I got heat from Def Jam. They was calling all the time. The management was calling. They wanted to do shows. They wanted to do interviews. What is that?
27.
But
This is
was smoothing
so.
it.
Is this how Hot is expanding their market?
Absolutely.
Is this broadening the market? Okay.
But Ebro, getting back to my point,
That was
man.
a dope little interlude right
Do you
there.
get tired of this argument though about
No, never.
about New York?
Never.
Like this being the epicenter
No, I get-
of
I-
hip hop.
nah,
like
I
Hot
don't.
97.
I get tired of the argument because does that even matter anymore?
Well,
does
I mean, it matters to some people.
Yeah, I
Does
think,
a region or a city matter anymore?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't look at it like that, but I think that it does matter that there is a local arts scene.
Right.
Okay.
I think that helps any city.
Right.
Like whether it's just art, like whether that's fashion, whether that's
Culture, it's
any culture,
language.
local culture scene. I think that's important to tell the story of and the experience of what those people are going through in that region. So I think there is value to it. I just think that I don't get tired of people being passionate about something they love. I'm actually energized when I see people really ready to speak up and go after something they love.
Smack
I think,
cats
yeah, whatever.
over what
you know
they
what I mean?
feel
However
passionate
they, yeah,
about.
I want to see all that, but I just don't think people are really smart enough to have any recourse or figure out a way to conclude the conversation.
Well, we spoke off air, man, and one of the things that you were saying, man, is if you look at the conditions in New York is a completely different New York than it was 10 years ago. In terms of like there's no night scene, like no club scene to really. I want to talk about that, man, like your observations in terms of why.
I think that, when you and I spoke, I've been trying to really understand what's different about New York today than it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago that made the music scene either great or bad or fall off. And I think that a number of factors that we don't necessarily really pay attention to. There is no common place where hip hop goes and hangs out and has an experience together.
There's no tunnel.
Right, or rooftop or red zone,
exactly.
Soul Kitchen or whatever.
whatever. There's no
And a multitude of those, not just one spot, but a multitude.
Yeah, but there's
of
not even a
Because
one.
if there's one, motherfuckers is getting killed.
Right,
If
everybody
there's just
can't
one,
go to the
it's
same
just
one.
getting killed. Yeah.
and everybody can't fit in Sutra.
Unfortunately.
So I think that that's a big factor
Right.
because even with what Blaze is doing, right, when you go out and do them big festivals and the EDMs and all the shit you're doing, you're, as a consumer, walking into an experience. Right? And hip hop in New York doesn't have that experience.
Right.
Right.
So we're getting beat just in terms of that.
We don't do that well currently.
Just do bottle service right now.
Right. And not only that, like I think there's something to like when you walk in, you get to observe what everybody else is wearing, talking slang, you get to share, and then the DJ curates an experience for you that's a soundtrack to something, and it might expose you to one or two.
And then
things.
just socially, like you talking to chicks that's listening to the same, all of that shit used to exist.
Now, like going back to what you said about the festivals, like with a lot of, I feel like a lot of outsiders, people who are outside that world don't understand when these people congregate and it's 100,000 of them. You have your incidents, but it's actually very rare.
Right.
Like we seen what happened at Electric Zoo earlier this year.
But that's mostly
Them
drug
people-
related.
No, but I was gonna say
Them people you killed, just
stop. Man.
Yo, stop, man.
Somebody died during my set. It happened. But no, but But seriously, like there's events like say like a Hard Summer, or a Day of the Dead, or an Electric Forest, or even what was the joint they did in Atlanta? Tomorrow World.
Oh, okay. Where's Trillectro happen?
I don't know where that one happened.
Okay.
Trillectro was DC, I think.
DC, okay.
But no incidents.
Right.
No incidents.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you
Now people did die, but not because they got beat up.
They just
Right,
got
exactly.
they overdosed
They
on
overdosed.
whatever. Right.
But I'm gonna keep it 100. We do Summer Jam at MetLife. Electric Zoo or Circus, one of those came through there.
Right.
Also, Kenny Chesney went through there.
Yeah, EDC happened there 2 years ago.
Right.
Is what it is.
So the people at MetLife Stadium, shout out to y'all. I don't know if y'all check out this program. They would rather do Summer Jam than them other two things.
Really, why?
Because they feel like people are respectful at Summer Jam.
Really?
Right? They feel
Because
like,
it's an institution.
I
established,
just
it's
think
an-
honestly, people just want to have a good time and they don't have opportunities like that. And the audience, it's not a weekly thing; it's an annual thing.
Right.
They go out there to celebrate that culture in New York. And I think, like Kenny Chesney, and these are, white people told me this. Kenny Chesney concerts, privileged white people, is some of the rudest, fightingest, drunkest,
Of course.
disrespectful.
But I'm surprised that MetLife is saying that, because usually people don't
They
really
welcome
see-
us back.
Wow.
I was at a Giants game the other week, so I went ahead. He was like, "Yo, can't wait for this year. What y'all got planned?" Like, they're excited. It's young people. It's multicultural. It's a one-day thing. There's stars that come through. It's celebbed out.
People are dressed up. I mean, they're there to have a good time.
Yeah,
They're not wearing camo tuxes though.
I mean, no.
That was wild.
People.
So
would
you saw the
dip.
camo tux last night?
That was
People
wild.
would
It was
dip.
clean
People would
though.
dip at
He
Summer
was
Jam.
clean.
I'm gonna say no shots at Powerhouse, but Summer Jam is a motherfucking.
It's different. It's different.
It's different.
Yes.
I mean, me and Dallas
New York
went,
institution.
me and Dallas went last summer. Thank you for them tickets, man. And that whole area, man. How much did we drink, Dallas?
Oh, free. Y'all was in that area.
We was in that area. That shit was beautiful.
Drink
Thank you,
and
man.
eat. It was a whole like.
It was all you can eat free drinks.
Oh, it was.
Look
like
at this man.
Unless
This
a
man is a
man would
connoisseur.
have blacked out.
No, seriously. How many pieces of shrimp you wrapped up in a napkin and shoved in your pocket?
No, I was eating them. We wasn't putting them in the pocket. We was going. It was going straight to the mouth.
No, we wasn't beating out.
yeah.
Pause. Hey, yo.
I mean, at the same time too, you don't want to get bounced from something. You don't want to be that dude.
You don't.
Because the state police.
The pigs
out
in the
there is
blanket.
different. The state
pigs,
police.
Pigs in the blanket was the shit.
You on that swine still living?
Man, it was hot dogs, man. It was swine. You got a problem with swine, black man?
Of course I do.
You Muslim?
Nah, my mother's Jewish.
Okay. Y'all don't eat swine at all?
I wasn't raised like that. Nah.
Okay.
You shrimp?
Yeah, of course.
But that
So
kinda
you carry
goes
the
to the same-
you carry
You
the
eat the
Jewish
pigs
fish?
of the sea?
I eat pigs of the sea.
Do you?
I'd rather eat pigs of the ocean bottom than I would pigs of your bottom.
So are you Jewish?
That's a pause. That's a pause.
Do you
right
carry
there.
the Jewish
That's
faith?
a pause.
Nah, I don't practice.
Okay. So this is by habit.
But I'm down by law.
Okay.
I'm
I
down by
just,
law.
the one thing I was gonna
So
say.
you're like Drake.
Yeah, me and Aubrey, yeah. Lenny Kravitz, Aubrey.
Okay.
Daughter Maitland.
She's
She's
Jewish?
half Jewish too, yeah.
She's half
Her
Jewish?
mom's Jewish
Okay.
too.
Okay.
I'm like a quarter Jewish.
Stop, man.
I know. I actually am, but I can't claim it because it's on my father's side.
Well, I'm half Cherokee, right?
Yo, my great grandmother's Cherokee.
Okay,
Why you laugh?
okay.
See? You
Now,
see?
we got Greenbergs in
Yo,
the family.
let me wind this thing
But
back, man.
Can I just say one thing?
Say one thing.
Back to my original point.
It's good to see you, Just Blaze.
Likewise, man. Talking about the festivals, what I was going to say is what people are going there is not just to hear a Benny Benassi or whoever it is spin or me or any of these dudes. It's the collective experience of having everybody under one stage and the visuals that come along with it, and like you said, that experience. And even though you have hip hop parties or parties in New York where you play hip hop,
Right.
there's no cultural experience that goes along with that.
Nah, it's
And I
these
think that's
unique
one. I think
instances.
that's one of the biggest things that actually is missing.
Right.
Like when we had a bit more prevalence in the marketplace overall, there were also places that there were venues that complemented that. And with the disappearance of those venues, I feel like the culture has disappeared a
But
bit.
with the EDM, the reason why they go also those type of parties is to get fucked up. I went to raves
But
back
that's
in
part of-
19.
but that's part of the culture, though.
But I'm talking about. Listen, it's a difference.
You
Like,
lived
when
that
Ebro
life.
was talking about.
You
Yeah,
lived
I
that
did for
trance
a
life.
moment. But in
You used to wear your
'91,
hair to the side.
Listen, anybody who I don't know how many people remember this, but
You used
in
to wear shorts
'91,
with suspenders?
Listen, I never wore that
Big
shit.
shoes, nigga.
I never wore that shit. This motherfucker, he wore his first pair of Jordans when he turned 40 years old. This motherfucker, okay, and he just started wearing camo pants. Don't listen.
Yo, stay on point, man.
Point I'm making is like people go to these EDM, these festivals to get really fucked up. Sometimes I don't even pay attention what happened. I mean, like I said, I used to go to raves from '91 when they started Frankie Bones, Storm Rave. We're back at Bay Parkway, 5,000 people. When people didn't know where they were going. But the whole point is it was just a different type of style. Like people go there, like you didn't know what the fuck was going on. You know.
But who doesn't go to a party in your words?
Fucked up.
Yeah, exactly.
I go to parties, get fucked up.
It's a different fucked up. Yeah,
But here's the argument though, and I'm throwing this back again to you, Ebro. What does it matter where a person is from if they're not generating good art?
But you can't say New York is not generating good art.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying
But you are saying that.
It no longer matters where someone comes from. It just matters that their art is good and relatable.
I think there's factors to the good art too. Conversation, like it is subjective. Right. Good art, first and foremost, was good to you, ain't good to me, and so it is hard to find something that everyone agrees on, and it's rare recently in New York that everyone has agreed on a particular artist. I think Joey Badass is as close as we could probably all agree in here because he has classic elements of a golden age,
and he's a new jack,
but he's still young,
right?
And he's got his social media thing, right? Maybe I don't know where you guys are at with what's the kid Bodega Bams, but a lot of the girl, a lot of girl, like in Action Bros, I got put on the Bodega Bams by girls that was fucking with hip hop. So I was like, hold up, let me pay attention to this because I feel like one of the ingredients besides the experience of hip hop that hip hop is missing is the sex appeal, right? A lot of these rappers come out now, you look dirty and dusty, you sit around with your boys all day playing video games.
Smelling like dank.
And then you smell like weed, you look crazy, and then girls ain't fucking with you. So then you go to the parties and it's a bunch of fucking dudes.
Hard leg session.
My world ain't like that. I want to go where it's get fly, and I don't dress up, and when I mean get fly, just like I want to talk to girls, and I want to hear music, and I might want to
grind up on them.
Yeah, something, you know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of the music being made right now is like dudes talking to dudes in a locker room. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to hear that shit.
So you're saying that's a New York aesthetic,
right? And I think a part of the problem is a lot of the MCs that think they nice don't get pussy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or never had gotten some pussy, real pussy in their life. So they
New York rappers, y'all not getting pussy?
Yeah, they squares.
Damn.
But I was mentioning that on the
New York rappers is not getting pussy.
On our last episode, I was mentioning exactly what he just said because I even think of like the days of like the whole Ducktown, like Dallas. We'll go to these events. We'll go to these events. Tim's, even with Sean P. Love you, brother. We'll go to these events and like there'll be no girls there.
See, I wasn't going to those joints. I was going to the joints where the chicks had
as of right now, recently there was a duck that there's hardly any girls there, and guys are still grabbing girls by, if there is, they're grabbing them by the arm. Come here, like let me talk to you.
Rapey?
Creepy. Rapey. Like girls ain't,
rapey.
So, but one thing I wanted to say, because he literally touched right on the sect that I was about to, but even back then, that was like when Duck Down was in their prominence, that was 91, 92, right. That part of what we consider a golden age, or 93 and 94. Right. But you had the balance to there, and I feel like
you had your gangster bitches in there.
Yeah,
but you also had Get Fly niggas 91, 92, and you had your, you had your on the block hustler rap, you had your swag fly rap, you had a balance. So I just think that there's ingredients. I think one of the biggest ingredients to being a superstar that's not counted for is that dudes gotta want to be you. If you're a male artist, dudes gotta want to be you, and girls gotta want to fuck you. Right. And if you're a female artist, girls gotta want to be you, and dudes gotta want to fuck you. That's the kind of like the simple, common. Because even somebody like a Big, who wasn't some light skinned fly Albie Shore nigga, he was still funny.
Yeah. He was still charming. Girls liked him.
He was
knew
funny.
How to make chicks laugh.
The music was melodic.
Right.
And he still had his punchlines. So while dudes were respected for his rhymes and his punchlines, girls thought he was funny and cute and all this other shit. So he figured
and they
out.
could sing along with it. The girls could sing along.
No girl thought he was cute. Bro.
No, personality wise.
Okay. I just want to clarify.
Girls. I mean,
they love Big, like God respect.
Girls thought Big was
Big.
cute,
right?
Because of his personality.
Okay.
Not necessarily. I
just want to clarify that internet.
That's probably girls that listen.
Hey,
there's probably girls
shit on you. Yo, Ebro, but does it bother you though? Seriously, does it bother you that you're not seeing a thriving New York art culture in hip hop? You think so?
There's cats right now. We watching.
Like who you fucking with right now?
My favorite groups right now out of New York is probably the Bodega Bands, dude. I like the World's Fair kids out of Queens.
World's Fair is nice.
I like Action Bronson.
Of course.
I like there's these kids. I don't even their music. I like their
Underachievers.
videos. They're cool. They're cool. And Joey Badass, Pro Air. I like them dudes. They done some. I actually thought they was being lazy for a minute, but recently I've heard a couple of records.
Black
really
Dave.
like.
You fucking with Black Dave?
I'm not hip. What's that?
Black Dave, this kid from the Bronx. Black Dave.
Why everybody in the room?
I never heard of Black Dave either.
No, Black.
This might be another one of them Kriya Sean joints.
No, yeah.
Combat got us on Kriya
He
Sean one time.
co-signed.
No. Hold up. Before y'all slander me,
Okay.
Black Dave is the truth. Black Dave is almost, you could look at him and you'd be like Joey Badass, but he's subliminally throwing some Public Enemy shit on there.
Oh, so it got a little social anger.
Little social shit, but he on the skateboard. Like I fucks with Black Dave.
He told us about
Black
this
Dave,
last
Black
episode.
Dave, Black Dave.
Last episode you told us about this. I thought that you were getting like it was an advertisement or something. Like that's what I thought.
You getting PC on this?
Nah, I just, you know what? I get a good, warm, fuzzy feeling inside.
Are you his lawyer?
When I discover shit that I fuck with.
All right.
I mean, I'm still a fan like that.
Did your kids put you up on him?
No, somebody sent
His
it to
kids
me.
don't like rap music.
My kids like rap music. They don't.
Some rap
They
music.
don't like the shit that like I like. They don't like the ratchet shit I like. They like Childish Gambino.
And
Childish Gambino is
Cudi.
God to them. I
like
told
the
you, man.
fly
They like that private school rap.
School rap.
Yeah.
I like private school rap. I'm a nerd, man. I like nerd rap.
So some of the other raps that you fuck with.
Right now, young cats that I really like. New York. I said World's Fair. I'm trying to think of somebody I'm leaving out that I really like. Oh, these dudes that somebody put me on to the other day, just last week. Some weed smoking, titty grabbing, 40-ounce drinking.
Bitches is crazy.
Yes.
I seen this. I didn't see that shit.
Yeah.
Hey,
BIC.
They were up at the studio about a month ago, and I didn't know who they was. I just seen them, a bunch of dusty kids sitting outside the studio.
Smoking weed.
Yeah. and I'm
Who is
like,
these niggas?
So,
Bitches is crazy.
Bitches is crazy. Smelling like dank. Are they getting pussy though?
No,
they are.
No,
they
bitches
are.
fuck with them. I could tell these type of niggas bitches fuck with.
Yep. And I went upstairs, and all of a sudden, like 20 minutes later, they was in my lounge, and I'm like, yo, who are these dudes? And then who was it? Oh, Mike from Shady.
Yeah.
Was like, yo, you gotta watch this video. It's the kids that's sitting outside. He played this for me. It's the video where they're all getting high. They got the
girl. They playing with the girl's titties in the
Yes.
bedroom. They having like a house
exposed titties.
party. Yeah.
Topless.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
They getting pussy.
yeah. They're getting it. They're getting it. The group is called Bitches is Crazy, and they're dope.
So you got hope then for New York, is what you're saying.
I love where we at right now. I love this. I love the fact that we started the minors versus major conversation. Everybody came for me. I love being the target. I'm all about that. Right. I'm loving the fact that I think cats need I gotta be the evil villain. Right.
And you enjoy that though. You like playing Dr. Narcisse.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
talking
man.
upliftment but selling people this heroin.
That's right.
Have you seen people's work ethic step up once you gave them the breakdown?
It's still early in the game because I think that there's talent and there's task, and some people have both, right? And some people just have task and not talent, but they work hard and get somewhere. I think that you have a lot of people out there who really don't know what it takes to be successful in this game. They like the sex appeal of it. They like the idea of it, right? But they're not necessarily prepared for the work of what it really is and the grind
behind the scenes,
and the fact that you are entertaining. I think that that's a piece of it where it's like, nah, son, I'm keeping it real, son. Now you got to figure out why motherfuckers want to hang out with you.
Right.
Like if you want people to buy your music, come to your show, you have to be endearing. You have to have endearing qualities. You have to be. You have to
be a
play
star.
chess.
You gotta be a star.
You got to be a star.
You said endearing and also engagement. Have you seen the engagement get increased?
I think the engagement's gotten increased, but I also think what we're gonna see too, and this is gonna be my favorite part because I've seen this in cities before, is you're gonna see these this first line of cats really start to pop. You know, Rocky's out there and everybody's discounting Rocky, like his music sound like it's from here, it's from there, it's from whatever.
But the kid is a star.
But the kid's a star.
Like my wife loves Rocky, and I'm like, really?
And so now you're gonna get this next wave, right? Of whether it's Bams and them, or Bronson, or Flatbush, or Joey Badass. Let's see who really goes. And then you'll start to see cats start to hate on them, or you'll start to see a real separation again, where it's like, okay, these 4 or 5 are really going to be successful and everyone else is going to lag behind because they don't know where they fit in. Because just like any chessboard, right, which is what this is, everybody can't make the same move. Right? So you gotta, once the chessboard is full, you either gotta wait for the next game, the next wave, you gotta wait for somebody to be taken out so you can either take their position and move and take on their moves, or, you know what I mean? Like I think that's the part where cats aren't necessarily that strategic. The one thing I love about also these young cats is they're not, if you really pay attention, none of them dudes is bitching and moaning about what Trinidad had to say. They don't give a fuck. You know why? Because they're doing shows in fucking Toronto.
They're getting paid.
And Europe and fucking the Bay Area. And if you follow any of these groups, I follow them all on Instagram and Twitter to see they're out in the world being New York rap artists with their own followings, selling their merch and putting on good shows. And that's all they care about. You know what I'm saying? So it's the motherfuckers sitting around once again, playing video games, smoking weed with their boys, no job, waiting on somebody to give them a motherfucking handout, which ain't gonna happen. Them is the niggas complaining.
So listen, let's do this, man. Let's go to a break and come back. And when we come back, we want to talk about why, Ebro punched B-Dot in the chest.
Stop it.
Like that. But before we go to a break, listen, internets, this is really important. Like I said before, y'all got to fill out this survey, man. Go to midroll.com/survey/Jack. Fucks with us and we'll fuck with you.
Yo, what happens if they don't do it?
Yo, I might quit, man. I got too much other shit. I don't have to do this show.
Right, I understand, but if people don't go click on that, what now will they not have?
They might not have this show.
All right.
Because at the end of the day, we've been giving y'all this consistent, great content, ratchet and highbrow and a whole non-cultural shit for 3 years, nonstop.
Okay.
All they got to do is, it's not even 5 minutes of their time. If we're not worth that, then I get the picture. Understand? That's what I'm saying. So you tune into the Combat Jack Show, the CombatJackShow.com.
Powered by Hulu Plus.
Internet, you tune into the Combat Jack Show, the CombatJackShow.com. Like I keep telling y'all, fuck with us. Go to that survey, the midroll.com/survey/Jack. Jack, fuck with us and we fucks with you. Pete, you got something to say?
Listen, the Combat Jack Show is brought to you by our good friends at Bonobos. Bonobos is a cutting-edge men's apparel brand. You know that?
I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, you better know that. Okay. Bonobos.
What kind of apparel do they have?
They have suspenders, tuxedos, combat.
Do they have turtlenecks?
Yeah, they have
they got turtlenecks.
Mock necks.
Oh, bonobos.
Sports jackets with the.
They got spandex?
I mean, I don't know about that.
Hey, easy.
Yo, bonobos, what up?
Bonobos in the
building. Let's get back to
building.
them turtlenecks
Yeah.
real quick.
Yes, sir.
Yo, Combat.
Yo.
Let's talk about your turtleneck.
Yeah, let's talk about my turtleneck.
Hold up.
Let's do that.
Your wife likes your turtlenecks.
I've never worn a turtleneck.
You lying.
These motherfuckers.
You're a liar.
Have you ever seen a picture with me with
and
turtlenecks?
DJ Khaled voice.
I've shown y'all.
With
You're a
corduroy,
liar.
Yo, wait a minute.
with
Wait a
corduroy
minute.
elbow patches.
Wait a
That's
minute.
a lie.
Wait, yo, Ebro, are we gonna start fighting in here, man?
Why
Are we gonna start? Because you insulting me, B.
With
I've
corduroy
never
elbow
worn
patches.
a turtleneck. This motherfucker Pete comes on the show with this fucking wisecrack, and it takes a life. It takes a life of its own.
My dress up outfit.
Yeah.
Will definitely be a tweed jacket with arm patches.
Yes.
A denim button-up shirt.
Right.
Okay.
Right? No tie, like a biology teacher.
Okay.
That's
All
my
right.
new shit.
Okay.
Coming all the way to the
You know what
top.
I'm saying?
Okay.
I might for 2014.
Gray suede New Balance.
Maybe. Maybe.
Cashmere
Yo,
turtleneck.
exercise
Black Pumas with
that
my shit with
Jewish
fat
privilege,
laces.
my dude.
But I'm telling y'all, for 2014, a black turtleneck. Girls like a turtleneck.
It's been on turtleneck. I don't know why you so mad at. But
No, because it's become this cliche.
You know why? Cause
just like
you know why? Cause
Los Jetas.
No, but you
Talk about cliche.
but Combat had a short sleeve leather turtleneck. Though.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Back in his garage days.
That sound like a gimp.
Here we go.
And he had a champion bra with a hoodie.
Here we go. Yo, Ebro, man.
Yeah.
Why you get it? I wanted to talk to you, man. We spoke about this also off, man. Why you get it beat out like that, man?
What you mean?
Like you fucking punched him in his chest muscle, B.
First of all,
That shit was
for the
violent.
audience that may have not seen the
Contextualize this.
there
Contextualize
was
it.
no physical activity took place.
Oh, there was a lot. You said it with your chest.
I gotta
nigga.
say this, but and being from old school Italian, the way you got up after you left, when you were finished, through the video, I'm talking about the video with the Rap Radar, the way you got up.
What up, Rap Radar?
I don't want to tell you what you were, but you seem like, you got your shit off, what you wanted to say. You got up, and Elliot kind of got up on some, like, excuse me type, like, like trying to just block off anything, just like, that's what it looked like. Like, he kind of like, just like, I'm going to try to block off.
Physical.
Was that feeling
That
real?
shit looked charged.
It looked.
It was definitely charged. Here's why. Here's the backstory.
Yeah,
B-Dot and myself and Elliot have had several conversations
Right.
about the payola thing. And, you know, it's a hot topic because, you know, people feel like payola happens, and I believe it does. Right? And I tell people all the time, I can only police my hallways in my radio station. That's the only thing I can police.
Right.
We run a tight playlist. Right? It ain't like niggas is just getting records on for no reason. Like, I'm running a tight thing. But y'all niggas, when y'all start talking about payola, the conversation should be had in the streets, in the strip clubs, small DJs in small towns, right? I'm not in those towns,
Right.
nor am I gonna speak on those people's money. And I advised B-Dot and other people that have this conversation with me, off air,
Right.
that you probably don't want to get into that either.
Right.
Because that's real nigga hood shit
that you can't get out
with
of.
real drug money and niggas making real moves that will take your face off. So y'all could keep coming at me with it. I'm fine. But the real shit is happening not on the radio.
Right.
It's happening in places that aren't in my jurisdiction. Right? So all I can do is sit back, monitor how niggas is moving and figure out if shit is real or not. But trust me, I am sure there is shit happening in clubs in nowhere USA where somebody's building a movement because he's hitting off a DJ who's then, you know, like, look, you hear it all the time, man. So-and-so threw $50,000 in a club last night.
That BMF
They didn't
life.
just throw it in the club because they felt like it. Their song was probably playing. And all the strippers and everybody got to eat that night, and the security guards in the club, and bottles was popping. Everybody got some money off that. And it created an experience that now people
Memorable-
are talking about.
memorable
So the
experience.
song was playing when a moment happened, and now this song represents a moment.
Right.
And then it comes to us, and we're like, yo. And so then the strip clubs up here start moving with it.
So the $100,000 that Drake and Rihanna spent could have been payola.
Could have been.
Hold on a second, Ebro. We're talking about classic.
Payola only exists in an FCC environment where someone is paying for something to happen on the radio.
Okay.
And I'll even be more specific to you.
Because really, what I want to say is that payola, or at least what people are talking about now, isn't that classic.
Yeah, it's not like you saw in the Ray movie when Ahmet Erdogan's boy walked in and slipped money in the dude's
Envelope,
pocket
right,
for playing the Ray
right,
Charles record.
right.
That ain't nobody doing that.
No, that's not happening. There's too much regulation.
People think it's
Well,
going
yeah,
on.
well, and I don't listen. We don't know what's happening in nowhere USA.
Right.
But at this level, at High 97,
In New York City.
my nigga, the
when
spotlight is
Spitzer put the
hot.
tweezers on y'all.
My nigga, let me tell y'all something. Y'all don't want parts. Y'all don't want the Attorney General's office calling your office every day for 6 months, asking for tapes, asking for bank records, asking for this, for wanting to see who's doing what
What's in
clubs
the
you
cameras
working
and the whole
with.
nine,
They
right.
want to do all. Listen, it was real.
What
And,
trips you taking?
All that.
So they gotten it like that, man?
But you've been through that scrutiny.
Absolutely. I've been here since 03. Okay. And that scrutiny came about because of accusations of people who was mad that we wouldn't play their records.
Right. So
Right,
Caps
'cause that
was saying that y'all was taking.
Oh, you taking money, and
and they
that's
made enough noise, and then. So is that
and most of the time it happens with people whose shit ain't moving.
right? So is that in a sense what triggered you with B-Dot was?
Well, because prior to that, Elliot had asked me not to be a part of that conversation, and so because he knew either that B-Dot would say something that would take the focus away of what they were doing, which was promoting Rap Radar and the mobile thing and just their whole movement. He didn't want it to he wanted to talk about the quality of what they were providing the consumer on Rap Radar.
It's about Rap Radar. It wasn't about.
But then I walked in the room, you know, we have a little voice booth here and there's production rooms on either side. I walk in the room and I heard him talking about me. So that was the point where I was like, what? And then I heard somebody say something slick, and then I walked in, and you know, B-Dot started, the king of New York. You know, I know when niggas is taking shots at me, so now I was like, oh, okay, these niggas want to
throw some slick shit at you.
Slick, okay. So then,
Slick with the mouth, B-Dot.
No, when he came visit us, he had sunglasses on. I thought you gave him an eye jammy.
Nah, stop it.
I mean, that's what I was asking
you
him.
Just saying stuff.
No, but I honestly, I'm being honest with you. Forget about anything else. I'm speaking from when I watched that video. I loved it. I thought it was great. I really thought you were 100%. If he would have got a little out of pocket, you would have snuffed him. That was my feeling. I don't know how you move like that because you are. I know that.
I'm never.
Man.
I know.
I'm never the first to make a move. Ever.
Okay.
That's not how I've been trained.
All right. So how's Mr. C doing, man?
He's doing good, man. He just walked by when I was coming in.
What sparked you to have that interview, man?
Well, the incidents before sparked me to have that interview because I felt like, this is what happened. The first thing took place and it was all on the blogs and everybody was whatever with he went to jail.
Did that catch you off guard the first time?
Hell yeah, call me. I'm not in people's personal lives. We work together, but I don't know.
So y'all don't go on late night drives in the whole 9.
Fuck off, man.
Get milkshakes.
You don't know what's happening in people's bedrooms.
Nah, man. No,
Cars,
do I give a fuck?
Cars.
Fine.
Shit,
not even a drop off. Not even a drop off.
And then after the first one, like that one got reduced to like misdemeanor loitering.
Right.
So I don't even know at that point what he was telling me was that that's not what happened.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And people was out to get him and whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I rock with it. You do your job here. He's never late. He plays the right music. People love him. He does a
DJ.
great job.
Right.
So who am I to be up here passing judgment?
Right.
So we move on from that. Then the second incident happened, at which point he was like, fam, that's not what I was doing, whatever. Because after the first incident, I told everyone, we are people who work in the public and we work for a brand that is public and the consumer turns us on every day and they care about us and we need to care about them by not only being transparent with them, but if something happens in our personal life that's good, we should talk about it. If something happens that's bad,
that's the way
it's a symbiotic relationship. It's a cycle.
Right. So that was already that tone was already set. So that
transparent.
That prompted the first conversation, which he came up and said that, I'm not gay and blah, 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 and that it wasn't true. And then those charges got dropped.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So as a manager, I can't now have some sort of recourse against you, suspension, whatever, if there hasn't actually been some sort of criminal activity that's been documented. So boom. Then obviously the third thing happened with the video. I was like, my G, like what's happening? And I watched the video with him, and then, I was like, look, this is criminal activity on camera.
Right.
You are making a negotiation for criminal activity. So how you want to handle this? At which point the market manager and the personnel HR person was like, look, we have to talk to corporate. At which point C was like, I don't want to go through all that. I've done enough problems here. I don't want to drag you guys through all that, which prompted him to resign that day, which I thought was running from the issue because I still feel, and he's going through therapy and doing everything that he's doing.
And was corporate supportive? Like, are they? Let's be supportive.
They didn't even want him to come on the air the
which
next
is kind of
morning.
not customary for corporate.
Yeah, we're a small company though.
Okay.
Like, so I mean, we own 20 radio stations.
Right.
We, the founder and CEO of the company, Jeff Smolian. He knows us. You know what I mean? Like, we all know him, his family. Like, we're not some big
monolith
corporate behemoth where you don't know
who runs.
Yeah, no, it's they walk through the hallways. You know them. They know you.
So it's cliche that basically you guys are family.
Yeah, we're a mom and pop. Okay. We're a serious mom and pop. So,
no, serious, but serious.
Yeah, you got it. So anyway, yeah, so, then that incident happened. I didn't think he should resign. I was upset about that, and I felt like, look, man, you are who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think we live in a time where, and I always thought this about hip hop anyway. Forever is that hip hop is a culture that it's from the hood, but that doesn't mean people don't love you and accept you, right? So people gonna crack jokes, people gonna talk shit. That's part of the game.
That's the realest shit.
Jokes about anything
that's the realest shit anyone ever said regarding that kind of situation. Everybody in the hood gets to sit at the table for Thanksgiving. You might get cracked on if you got a lazy eye. You might get cracked on if you got a club foot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
might get cracked on if you out here with,
touching little boys?
Yeah, if you out here.
This is a grown man. This is a grown man. This is a grown man with a wig on.
I'm not saying that about C. I'm just saying.
Let's keep it in the context.
These were two consenting adults.
Right, of course.
Right, so nonetheless,
that was a bad joke. That was a bad joke.
That was bad. You failed.
I'm sorry.
This was that's just how I felt about it. Right. Like, was like, man, you are family. You going through something. I don't think you should resign.
Right.
But you got to sit at the little table at Thanksgiving. You got to sit at that little side kitty table.
The plastic chair.
See, you got to sit at the little table.
Sit with the kids.
Get your shit together, we love you.
So go ahead.
So and we had the conversation after his hour, after his resignation shift and all that, which I could see in his face that and talking about it, that he felt relieved that now he wasn't gonna be in the spotlight, and that like, so I could tell there was more to it.
Right.
He just wasn't ready. And my thing with him was like, what are you gonna do every day? Like, you don't go from being here for 20 years, showing up every day, to now you wake up and you have nowhere to go. So we was having a conversation after that, like, I was like, I'd still love to have you involved in the if you don't want to be on the radio, I would still love you involved in the brand in some way. Right. Like, you want to start a website, doing parties, anything that you're going to be doing. Like, I wanted, at which point he was like, I'll keep you posted. And I was like, take your time. Just know that you have somewhere that you can come every day and people still going to care about you and all of that. And then later on that night, he gave me a call and was like, I want to talk about it tomorrow. And then I called corporate. I was like, so I don't know what he's going to say.
Right.
I knew the fallout from the last conversation was no one believed what he was saying.
Right.
And I told him, listen, if you want to come up and talk, that's fine. You've worked here. You have the right to do that. It's what you want to do. But I don't think you should approach it the same way that you approached it last time.
Right.
Kind of like giving him.
Well, now we have video. It's on video.
Right.
You can't.
But I didn't. I didn't. It was
Well, he
one of
could
those
technically say that wasn't my voice.
He could have.
Still could have said that.
But we would all know it is his voice, and that was the problem with last time. Was like, come on, man, just admit it, say it, whatever. Nobody's gonna. You're gonna catch some.
Just grab and touch it, man.
Yeah, you're gonna have some issues at the Thanksgiving at the dinner table, but at the end of the day, you're still at the table.
Right.
So so then the next morning we had a real conversation, and then you heard what happened.
Now, what do you think about people saying that was kind of, in a sense, exploitative?
I get that jaded, cynical perspective. Right. You know what I'm saying? But like I said,
because it was painful to hear too, man.
I mean, but it's also equally painful for me and for Mr. C to watch other radio stations and other morning shows and other websites take shots and him not be able to retaliate.
Right. Yeah.
So which one is exploitative? A man going to his job and standing in front of the people he works with and for and entertains for, having an honest conversation,
right.
Or punk niggas at other radio stations taking shots trying to make their name off of shit that's not even going on at their house.
Damn, you got punk niggas coming at you?
But I'll tell you, I think
punk niggas all day long.
I think the first one was like that. The first one came off a little like that, where people could throw shots like that. The second one, I felt, honestly, was like groundbreaking. I mean, I think there's even something, didn't they put something in a magazine about that being the interview of the year or something like that?
Yeah, that was supposed to be, I think, a GQ thing. I don't know what is going to happen with it, though. So
but it honestly felt so much realer, you know what I mean? Like I even honestly thought, like, you were getting at him a little bit on the first one. Like, that's how I felt. I felt like...
Well, I was frustrated.
I could tell that.
Because it's like, my nigga, get a room, my nigga. I don't give a fuck what you into, but you already know you're giving everyone else an opportunity to make their name on us. That's my biggest frustration, right? My biggest frustration is...
There's a code of conduct.
No. My biggest frustration is at Hot 97, everyone wants to make their name off of us.
So don't give them nothing.
Stop. Why you keep giving these fucking...
You guys are the big target. You're the target. You're the target.
I'm the ammunition.
Right. So, yeah, but my thing is, like, nobody looks at these bottom feeder niggas like that. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas are like
catfish niggas.
Hold on, that's the culture now. The
catfish Libyans
TMZ,
out there.
The culture is
yeah, but I'm not
the bottom feeders have
but,
ascended.
Right, but I'm not from that. I'm not from that.
Okay.
Right? I'm not from the Wendy Williams school, the Charlemagne school. I'm not from that school of like getting at cats just for your own benefit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not for that. So we kick back and cats take shots and we let them take shots for years. Right? So then at a certain point, it was like, you know what? Fuck these niggas. And then the audience is really going to see when real niggas stand next to real niggas who's the best. And that's what you're seeing right now. Right. Which is why you're like, you're in the forefront and you're this and XYZ. And, people was pushback in the beginning. That's because motherfuckers didn't know me like that.
Right.
And motherfuckers don't really know my pedigree and where I'm from. Because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never really been outwardly open about that. I've let other people shine. But I had enough. I had enough of niggas that I raised taking shots.
What gave you the more, or what was the spark behind you actually becoming more of a public figure? Because traditionally, you're probably the only program director at any
Combat brought that up.
Knows.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Well, in other markets, there are program directors that are on the radio. Okay. And when I was in other markets, I was program director on the radio. So it's not like unheard of. Right. In a market this size, it's unheard of.
At the point, yeah, exactly. In a market like this,
Right, like Scott Shannon, who used to work at PLJ. He was the
I remember that.
He was
Yeah,
the program
PLJ,
director.
yeah.
He was the program director and the morning guy. So it's not even new in this market.
Right, it's not new.
I think for people who just aren't from this, right? It's new, and the spark was the fact that
for this brand it was
new because you had a situation where Cypher and Rosenberg did their thing for a nice 3-4 year run, and they was rocking. And then the Breakfast Club started to really come on, and they started to get their video views. And then they had a lot of allies and people that we not necessarily cool with because we didn't help them out because I thought they was not really moving right. So they had a lot of allies, and they started to bubble up, and I felt like we needed to kick it into gear again. So we threw my old ass on there to be grumpy, kept them being funny, added a little bit more organization to it, a little shit talking, because, that's not really what they do. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of the more aggressor in this. That's my style of doing things.
They're nice guys.
Do you feel like you need?
But they're just having fun. Right, you know what I'm saying? And every now and then, you got to get out in the yard and slap box. That's all.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the truth, the thing that I like what you have brought to the show, and it's funny. First of all, I think a lot of people just love to hate for no reason. People I know.
Hate's the new love.
I'll give you two examples. It is. I agree with you.
It's always been the new love.
Yeah, hate's love.
Here's two examples. Yeah. And I won't even mention no names. I know guys that say, man, fuck Ebro, man. I hate listening to that motherfucker, but then they still listen to the show. Some Howard Stern type shit. That's back in the day. Shit. Then there's girls out there like, yo, I will fuck the shit out of Ebro. I'm like, oh shit, really? This motherfucker's like, yo, what? Like, yo, girls,
how's
this motherfucker's getting groupies now.
How's the groupie shit right now? No, I don't want to hear that shit.
Yo, this girl's out there.
Viagra's been perfected.
No. I didn't say I had a blood flow issue.
Right, okay. All right.
That's not what I said. I've been getting my unequal fair share for unequal fair share. This once again, this ain't my first rodeo. Right. So, I've been in multiple cities. I've been on the mic, successful in multiple cities. So I've been, I do my thing.
Okay.
On the low, what's the best city for bagging groupies?
Excuse me?
For fisting.
Fisting.
I'm not into that. I'm not into that.
No finger banging?
Yeah, that's an old school term. The best city for pussy.
Yeah.
It's probably. Now Portland's got some nice.
That's
things.
some good food.
See, the thing about Portland is it's not diverse enough. Mm-hmm. I need diversity, right? I mean, I like all women of all different. I would have to say the Bay Area is the most amazing.
Which is your hometown, right?
Yeah. And it's because you have a level of consciousness mixed with diversity,
right?
Mixed with mellow, still California vibes, right? It ain't that, them Brooklyn
weed,
girls, you be like,
weed.
yo, chill.
Right.
Like, you feel like it's about to pop off all the time. And, I'm like I said, I'm an old man. You can't come in my house all that loud shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to come in.
Subtle.
I need a lady. I need you to be quiet.
You got to know how to cook.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not loud either. I'm not hollering and screaming and doing all that either. You know what I'm saying? Cooking's optional. I cook. We cook together. You know what I'm saying?
Tilapia.
Like that type of shit. I fuck tilapia. I want some swordfish.
Okay.
Halibut. Some flounder stuff.
No pork.
Nah, fish on my
No
dish.
pork, Ebro.
You know what I mean? So I think, but I'm hearing the Carolinas are nice.
Okay.
I'm hearing the Carolinas are nice. I haven't spent time there. Just Blaze has spent some time there.
Is that where you assigned K Fox?
No. K Fox took a job. K Fox actually took a great job for her. The morning life ain't for everybody.
Right.
She took a job in Miami.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, so she's chilling.
I saw her last night. She was at the event last night.
Yeah, she's chilling.
Okay.
K Fox is she works for Clear Channel now.
Okay.
And the morning life ain't for everybody, man.
Right.
So I think this is the best thing for her.
So Ebro, man, when we getting our shot, man?
Your shot at what?
Being on this establishment.
Y'all don't want this.
How you know we don't want this corporate shit? Don't give me the double talk. When we getting our shot, man?
I was straight.
When we getting our shot, man? Can we put us on the farm team, man?
Well, first of all, you got to see if your listeners is gonna pony up.
Nah, they gonna pony up.
Right.
They gonna
watch this.
Once Just Blaze tweets.
We gotta get the metrics up.
And now it's on me.
Once Just Blaze tweets
we gotta get the metrics up. Otherwise we
no,
might
but we got metrics. We got metrics for
Ideally, when if the idea you're proposing, when would that happen in the weekly schedule? When would that happen?
What you mean?
What time would it? What the time?
Ideally,
where would you be on?
Air?
When would the Combat Jack show air on Hot 97?
Slot.
Midnight to 10 a.m.
Like 2 a.m. on Sunday
Hard
morning.
body. Everybody together, camped out. Midnight to 6 a.m. and then support staff. Support staff from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m.
What's your lowest, least
2 a.m.?
busiest? Is it like Sunday 2 a.m.? Like, what's your?
Yeah, I mean, overnights is always your lowest.
What day of the week would that be? Sunday?
Probably Tuesday. Sunday leading into Monday, maybe even Monday leading into
like
Tuesday.
2-3 a.m. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And that's when you would want to be on.
Sure.
But see, here's the thing though. Like Rosenberg's show is midnight to 2 a.m. on Sunday.
Right.
The person listening to the radio at that time
It's not the person that listens during the rest of the week.
Well, no, but they're a different type of consumer, which is why we put those shows there,
right.
So that hardcore, small core audience has something they could.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're not listening.
And then we can monitor them,
right.
and see if their taste now can be applied to other.
A King is looking at you funny. What's wrong, A King?
So that's a little incubation slot, that midnight to 12
yeah,
like a little incubation.
That's been forever in radio.
But you got some placeholders. I'm sure you got some placeholders.
Well, the thing is you all believe that people really want to sit around and just hear people banter and talk.
Nah, it's not just gonna be banter and talk.
What's it gonna be?
We're gonna have music.
We're gonna have some music.
We're gonna have skits. We're gonna do some fucky shit.
We're gonna be well produced.
Yes. Why don't y'all put together a segment?
Damn.
A demo. Make a demo.
Yo, wait a minute.
That's a liar.
Whose team you on?
Me.
No.
I'm being realistic. Make a demo.
Okay.
I'm alive.
You just did some
Make
down
a-
south shit on me right now.
Make a 16-minute demo.
Yeah, can we come in and make a demo, man?
Oh, you need to use
need to
my
make a
facility.
demo.
I want to use the machine. I want to get used.
my
I want to get
tools.
used to this shit right here, B. I want to get used to this shit right here, B.
Listen, I do too. I want to get used to it too. Now, I do think that the appeal of your podcast and the conversations that you have, I think is good in a digital space.
Yeah.
And you and I have talked about this, where I said in the next 3 years is gonna the cream is gonna rise to the top in this digital space, because there's a lot of content being made, but not all of it is great.
Right.
And I think the internet user, that generation that went from being 20. That's now 25 over the last, when it's really, this thing has been hot for the last 5 years. Yeah. Now it's starting to see that there's a lot of bullshit. Right? And they're starting to gravitate to what I call trusted content filters. People they trust, that they come to because they know that they stand for quality, right? And they stand for something that, is good to them. So you're going to start, and I'm watching. That's why, another reason why I engage so much with people on social media and even doing this is because I want to see how y'all move. I'm always looking for the next.
I mean, we created a historic episode with you the last time, man.
Yeah, but now you got to do it 5 days a week.
That shit is 5. I eat
if you
5.
ever did something good,
You do it again.
do it again.
Man, we'll eat 5 days.
And they really,
5
and all
days.
they do is they go, yo, thanks for coming out.
Right. That's what I always tell people, when it comes to producers, even just in my role of
Now, Just, you've been on the radio before, right?
Yeah.
You had a radio show, right? Or part of a radio show?
No. It's been proposed to me.
Right.
I've been asked by multiple outlets.
You staying away from that
actually
shit,
do
though, right?
terrestrial and satellite
Right.
radio. But again, I'm not about. It's not even about. I'm not about that.
You too rich, man.
No, it's not even that.
It's just-
But to have that commitment, you have to be committed to it.
Job.
Like you said, like C is here every day at a certain
20
time
years.
for 20 years. Would I love to have that outlet? Yes. Would I always be able to actually manage it? No. And it has nothing to do with being too rich. It has everything to do with I might get a call yo, we got X amount of $100,000 for
We got
you.
$150,000
In Oslo.
for
In
you
Oslo.
Prague.
Exactly. No, that's exactly my point. All right, well, you know what? The radio show is cool, but they got some people.
They got 2 salaries. They got
Mind you.
Hey, 150,000. That's what the radio show's paying me every 2 years.
Exactly.
If
I was
that,
about to say
if
that.
that,
You don't
yeah.
make a lot of money up here.
I know.
Even somebody you look at somebody like a Flex, right, who started multiple businesses, car business, TV business.
Oh, I heard Flex is getting it, man.
Right, it's and part of being a part of a mom and pop like this is Amos and Hot 97 encourage you
To go out there. Right.
and start other businesses,
Yeah.
right? So, and part of that is because they only gonna pay you so much.
Of course.
I really thought that Flex was making a lot of money when I heard those Western beef commercials.
Pepsi,
Like, yo, how much
99
is a pound of fucking ham, Flex? That's what I want to ask.
Yo,
you.
we thought
when
that
we
shit
interview
was
Flex,
so funny, man. Yo, he thinks that he knows that shit is hysterical.
Yeah.
But things like this are a springboard for other things.
Of course.
that can lead to better-
It's not the end all be all.
Right, no.
But at the end of the day, man, this is Hot 97, the home of hip hop. And
There's
we
a
are
certain
New
pride
Yorkers,
attached
man.
to
We have an attachment
But
to this brand.
we're the home of hit songs.
Right. Okay, so it's changed. I see you've taken it off the
Yeah, nah, it ain't even up there.
I was saying
Oh,
it's hip hop and R&B.
Okay.
Right.
But it's not where hip hop and R&B lives now.
It doesn't live. It just comes in luxurious.
Hip hop and R&B got evicted.
Still lives here.
Y'all motherfuckers can come here and work.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, but you're gonna have to find another place to sleep. Hip hop.
No, wait. What prompted the model change?
Oh, we changed that, sir. I mean, remember, Where Hip Hop Lives was 1993.
That's what I'm saying.
People forget that there was Blazing Hip Hop.
Blazing hip hop. Yeah, blazing hip hop.
People forget that.
Right.
People forget. Then went back to New York's number one for hip hop and R&B.
Right.
And then we just went to like back to Where Hip Hop Lives. And then, I mean, we just changed it to keep it fresh.
Keep it fresh.
And really, and honestly, I think you want, as a utility, which is what it is, right? It's appliances, utility. You want people to know what to expect from your brand. So, and it goes through phases. I think we always have this debate about whether R&B should even be a part of it, and I'm always like, absolutely. People love
part
R&B.
of the culture.
And it's a part of But then you have hip hop motherfuckers who's like, yo, fuck all that R&B shit, drop bars.
Everything is R&B.
They drop
right
a song like "Own It," then you could say, something like that is a classic. Like, you could tell that's something that'd be played for a while. That's, in my opinion,
I like that. It's instantly familiar to you.
Well, also
it's Eric B and Rakim with a dude singing on it.
True.
Yeah,
true.
You like that shit.
I like it.
You
but
like
at the end
Eric
of the
B
day,
and Rakim and a dude singing.
Remember how 97? We didn't ask you. Remember how 97 had the freestyle. I would tell you what they had. They had a blue. The logo was blue and pink.
Yep.
Okay, I remember in Caesar's Bay
actually,
Bazaar back in the day.
A lot of people don't know the significance. Hot 103 and 103.5 became KTU.
Yeah.
97.1. If you go on in Wikipedia 97.1 FM, you see the history of this frequency. A lot of people don't even know the histories of the frequencies that they listen to. Mm-hmm. I think 97.1 was an original NBC frequency. And, I keep this quiet. I don't even talk about this a lot. But to be a black program director on 97.1 in New York City on FM is crazy town.
Right.
Like next level crazy town. Because each frequency was bought and licensed from the government to different companies throughout the years for them to broadcast content. So it's always been government regulated, and it's always existed as a way to communicate with the audience. Mm-hmm. So for that's why it's so significant for when hip hop started on Hot 97 to have young black male voices sharing ideas on this frequency was a big fucking deal.
And not be relegated to the end of the dial.
107.5. Like,
or
that's
88
not good.
point.
Right, that's not really, I mean, look, you're on, and I'm not knocking anything, but that's not considered great real estate.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right, being
You're in the
between
hood.
that.
You on the edge of the. You about to fall off.
Bushwick
By the
versus
railroad.
buying a house in the East Village.
You're in the railroad.
But
By the railroad.
so it's a lot of people don't know that, and that's radio nerd shit, Marconi Award shit. But,
Ebro, you did a thing with the Gossip Game.
Yeah.
You look good on TV.
Thank you, brother.
Are you gonna fuck with TV now?
Yeah, I was about to ask you what was your next
There's some
step, man?
opportunities coming. You know what I mean? I've always my thing with this, my job and what I've done has always just been like, if I don't have to change being me, which generally means wearing the same clothes every day and not shaving and talking the shit that I want to talk, then I'm in. That's why it was kind of cool to be in radio for so long, because I could dip behind the scenes, be the program director, and just kind of like chill out. Every now and then you got to throw on a suit for shareholders or go to sales meetings, make advertisers comfortable. But for the most part, you deal with the DJs and the, the music and things like that. And it's a comfortable job. I'm kind of a simple dude like that. I think my dream would be to work in like a small market somewhere.
Okay.
You know what I mean? With like I think I'd have like a barbershop, a taco stand, a car wash, and then a small radio station, like a small little complex in some small market in the community somewhere.
Okay, all right.
You know
After so many years here, how hard would that change be if you ever did something like that?
I think I don't think it that hard. Like when I step outside Hot 97, I go home, see my family in the Bay, or, just even travel and go to this summer I went to Hawaii and went on this big road, Diamond Head. I do a lot of cycling and shit like that.
Or hiking?
Nah, I'm not too much of a hiker. My knees hurt.
But he said cycling.
Cycling, man.
Okay, I thought you said hiking.
No, cycling.
It's all good. Hiking's good.
Hiking's good for the hikers. I'm a cycler. I don't wear the little suits and all that.
You don't wear the singlets?
Singlet with the pad bottom?
Bicycle singlet?
Yellow and green?
No.
Yellow and green outfits?
Nah, I ain't with that.
SPD,
But,
you clip in?
What's that mean?
You clip into your pedals?
Nah, I just throw my sneakers on. I ain't that serious. Okay. I just like doing it. I ain't trying to win no races, but I like, the challenge. But anyway, so when you get outside, and you get out and you just realize that there is a whole other world
outside of New York, right?
Yeah, and you guys have families and kids, and you walk in the house, and it ain't all about hip hop and MCs and all that shit.
Right.
Most of my time, unfortunately, these days is consumed with music debates and
with these savages,
morning show and
these savages
wallowing in the mire with these Libyan savages.
Right.
So,
but
I mean, that's part of my duty, though.
But you're doing a good job, man, selling that heroin.
Yeah, man.
And speaking that upliftment, man.
That's it.
I see you, man.
And then
I see you, man. I do kind of see you, kind of like on an MSNBC or something like that down the line, man. Doing something a little more buttoned up because you become so outspoken, man.
Yeah, but I don't want to be. I have my opinions,
right?
But that doesn't make them right.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That just make them mine.
Well, outspoken and well spoken. There's a difference. You could be loud and say nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like there's not enough examples. There's not enough examples
about that life.
About that life.
Examples, I think, of being intelligent and well spoken within the culture. Especially from the standpoint of where you're coming from doing what you do.
Thank you, man.
How many years in radio? 25?
23.
23 years.
Since 1990.
Take it.
23 years.
So here goes the question. I don't know, you could put it really in one, but your greatest moment here. You've been through a lot of different, changes and phases.
I think there's a lot. I don't even. There's been a lot. I think the best one is gonna come when we get this music right. You know what I'm saying? And when
it balances out.
When it balances out again, and we can really help young people who earn, not deserve, earn. An opportunity to make money sharing their ideas over music. I think we need to hold a high standard. I think that we need to be critical. I think that we need to push young people to be smart and not just with their word choice, but with how they go about creating music and creating their movements. And I think we're gonna enter an interesting time, man. And I think that'll be the most satisfying because selfishly, right? Hot 97's ratings are better when hip hop is better. Because we're seen as that brand. When hip hop sucks, right? People are turning on Z100.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Or Delilah. or
Delilah, yeah. So, selfishly, I've always had a self-interest in making sure hip hop was good because that's what our brand is about.
Right.
So.
And we deserve it, man. Yo, Ebro, man, thanks a lot, man. It's always good to see you, man. I always look forward to having this type of discourse with you, man.
Yo, and earlier I did a list of artists that I really, and Troy Ave I left off that list.
Troy Ave, what up, Troy Ave?
Yeah, now Troy and I.
Have you listened to his new album?
Yeah, I like it a lot. Okay. It's well done. I'm not. I took issue, and you can watch the videos. It's up there somewhere in the world of the YouTube world. I'm not with Powder to the People.
Powder.
I'm not with all that.
Right.
But I am with great music and somebody working hard and earning a slot. And
Kid has great hooks. Kid has great hooks.
So I think he did that, but taking a phrase like power to the people and turning it to powder to the people when the powder was the reason that fucked us up in the front.
There you go.
Can't just co-sign.
There you go.
That's how we lost the power in the first place, so I can't fuck with that.
Well, Ebro, man, once again, man, thanks a lot, man, coming on the Combat Jack Show. Internets, you know what it is, man.
Yo,
listen,
you leave me hanging, Combat.
I'm sorry.
What you about to get donations
I'm still working. I'm still working.
About to go for
donations. You just signed off. Signed off.
How much y'all need?
We need money every week, man. Every week. And it's not just a lump sum. We got to keep the shit coming in.
All right.
Listen, internets, you know what it is, man. I'm going to keep fucking with y'all till we get our numbers, man. midroll.com/survey/combat-jack. Let me read that shit again. midroll.com/survey/jack. Fuck with us. Listen, you know what it is? Dream those dreams, man up and live those dreams, because a life without dreams is black and white and the universe flows in Technicolor and surround sound. This episode was brought to you by Audible.com. You like to read books? I do too. Fuck with Audible.com. We out here.